Figured I should do some tutorials. And since I'm lazy, do it in stream. Hello, Ellie. What are you talking about late stream? This is an early stream. Extremely way too early stream. Birdman time. Okay, so people always say, hey, you should make dash tutorials. And I'm always like, man, that sounds like a lot of work. So, skip the editing. Skip mostly everything. Do a scuffed stream where I basically explain everything. And then people can be linked to that instead. And I figured I should shoot Birdman since it's fresh in my brain. And I'm probably going to go through a lot of the old strats as well. Of dashes, because I know not everyone could do... Yeah, that probably would be true. But I don't want it to be too scuffed. I still want to be able to, you know, link it to people and not be like, hey, good luck. We don't need loud music for this. So, Birdman. Most people will be using this beginning strat, so I feel I should explain it first. So, I usually get around this angle for this double wall run. So you're gonna wall run on this wall on that wall, and then use this little lip right here above the door. And whenever you get transferred from this wall to this lip, Faith gains a ton of speed, and you're gonna jump off whenever that speed happens. And so it's wall run, jump. And the timing is pretty precise on this little lip. But if you get it right, it should look something like that. You can see my keybinds on the, or my key presses at the bottom left as well, hopefully. Yeah, you can. And that gives you around like 16 speed. Your average running speed is 7.2. So what I find is actually makes this strat a lot easier is there's a new strat to where you can down action and jump. And you can see it, like it makes you fall down when you down action. But before you fall down, there's a little sliver of time that you can jump right after you fall. You see me pressing control right after I get on the wall. And so you can wall run, control, jump. And what you want to do is on the second wall run, right before this little lip on the door, you want to press that down action and that jump. And you get flown much further. It gives you a lot more distance. It makes it much easier to land on this pipe. Like, I overshot it there when previously I was undershooting it. So, old strat, before the down action, you barely make it to the pipe. New strat, with the down action, make it past the pipe. And it's literally just that down action that really makes it much easier to hit. But if you still can't hit it, it's always possible to do the strat where you try to land on these boxes instead. Control is my down action. Your crouch button is your down action. Whatever crouch is on controller, I don't remember what crouch is. But yeah, I refer to crouch as down action because that's what it's called in here. Down actions, up actions. Jump is up action, crouch is down action. A lot of console players like using the box strat, but I feel like it's not that much difficult, especially if you learn how to do the down action strat, which it might be a little weird on controller with like how you move your fingers, but it's well worth learning because you get flown so much further on these larger boosts. And then that was old strat, so let's go to new strat for the beginning. I'm gonna go in like chronological order kind of. So this newer strat, you want to come right around here and you want to get a wall run and a jump crouch at the very end, and you land around here. So to get up here, wall run, jump, crouch, and it'll give you a coil. I'm not doing the wall boost strats. No one needs a tutorial on how to wall boost. If they do, then they should be watching a wall boost tutorial, not a dash tutorial. So here, yeah, wall run, jump, crouch, and you want to land where this little red thing is, but you're not going to have that. So you're going to have this little thing that sticks out of this billboard. What I would recommend is if you get up, it'll line up to like right where this triangular part of this vent thing is. And so you want to create a time trial. Most people will use here. And then create one. Just put a random checkpoint like here somewhere. And then save it. And what that will do... It is not pixel perfect, no. What that will do is that'll put a little marker right where you need to be. And you can also use it as practice because it'll spawn you here. And then you can just move backwards a second. And it'll give you the perfect lineup to practice this over and over. But here, if you don't know how to animation cancel, basically when you fall down, there's a split second where you won't be able to move. Like you can't look left and right. And the game doesn't like you looking left and right. So you want to fall back, and as soon as you land, press A or D on your keyboard, and I assume it's moving LS left or right. When you press those buttons or you move LS to the left or right, it will cancel the animation and make it to where you can look anywhere you want immediately, versus I'm trying to force it to move and it won't. So you can look immediately. And that'll make it a lot easier to grind, so you don't have to wait that time and then do this every single time. So fall down. I like pressing A and D at the same time just to make sure, but other people they double press D, or they just press a single button. But I find it more consistent if I just press both, and I really never miss it. But it's really up to personal preference if you like A or D or left or right on the analog stick on controller. But you want to hold W while looking at this corner section of the pipe. And it would be LS on controller as well. You want to be looking forward this whole time you're doing this boost. And midair, turn left and jump. And it's really precise and dumb, but it's more about getting that muscle memory on how fast you should turn. If you turn too slow, you will get a slow animation. And if you turn too fast, you just skip it altogether. So there's a little, like, small amount of timing you have to do, and you can't go too fast or too slow. And it's more just trial and error. But this is the setup that you want around here. Looking at this near always, this is the setup I use. And jump, and just jump again. Which, it's really inconsistent and dumb. But once you get it, you will start to realize, like, the timing, and it becomes less and less dumb over time. Less and less RNG feeling. And when you do that, you're able to launch yourself further, but you need to land right over there, which is really difficult if you're just jumping. I've still never made it if you're just straight up jumping. What you want to do is, when you get this boost, just like on the front of the door on the original boost, you want to down action this boost, and you get flown much further. And so it makes it a lot easier to be able to make this little ledge that you need to land on. The thing about this ledge, though, is you need to be looking midair, basically at the corner of the ledge. If you're not looking at that correct spot, a lot of the times you won't make it, and you will go around this area. When you go around this area, there's really no saving it, because whenever you land, you'll land and you'll get an animation, and it'll kill all your speed. So something like that, which you don't want in the slightest. So if you have the correct angle, but you're still getting that animation, you need to let go of W or LS, and that prevents you getting the animation. So let go of W versus holding W. And you want to, if you fail it, you want to land here, because that means you're not pressing W. If you're pressing W, it will land you here and up. So you know that you're doing it incorrectly if you're landing on top. Also, I like midair holding D. So instead of holding W, I hold D. And I find that helps a lot, but it could also give you a stupid animation as well. But I do it, and a lot of the times I feel like it helps, but it could just be placebo. But you want to land right there where I did, and I didn't have a single animation right there. So jump, down action, and then let go of W almost immediately. Hello. And you want to land around here. See, I could explain more there, but it's really just trial and error until you learn the muscle memory. Once you've learned that muscle memory, it's really just, okay, can you bunny hop? And are you willing to put in the time to learn the muscle memory? It was nice to see you again. What you want to do is you want to get a bunny hop around here. So as soon as you land on the ground, jump, and you want to be looking around this area. So you want to land like here. A lot of times you'll land here, and you'll get a climb animation, kills your run. Or you'll land here, you'll get a falling animation, also kills your run. So bunny hop here, bunny hop here, and then I like to land on this box because you want to go as diagonal as possible because you have a lot of speed coming off this. This gives you 16 speed or so. This boost gives you 19 speed, around there. And you bunny hop here, here, so you're getting like an off angle. If you go straight, you're gonna overshoot the end bunny hop because you want to bunny hop at the very end right here from this box. So you'll have like an odd angle going like this, and then like that. You want to land here and bunny hop again right here. Okay, this is gonna require more more explanation now. So let me hit this actually. This might take a while. There you go. Nice. I hit it fairly quickly. So you get all three of those bunny hops. And you want to bunny hop around here. And with this 19 speed, if you haven't lost your speed, which is possible, if you hit a tiny lip, you'll lose your speed. You want to jump around looking this area. Your bunny hop should be around here, looking around here. And you want to land perfectly able to land like this. Like if you go too far right, you just fall down here and you die. If you go too far left, you just land here and you just roll and you lose time. And it's better to just use the old strat. But if you use the newer strat, you want to land around right here. And you want to animation cancel, like I explained earlier, as soon as you land. And this gives you the perfect opportunity to do a ledgeboard. So hold W, hold your left strafe key, and jump twice. And then you have to look at that area to be able to get that springboard perfectly. And if you're too far, you won't make it. If you're too close, you might get a bad animation, like that animation, which is really dumb, and I don't know why it happens. But it slows down your springboard quite a bit. So you don't want it. The best way I've found to prevent it is to not land as close forward. You want to land around like here, not around like here. Because the further forward you land, the more common it is to get this slow animation. You want to see the full animation where she goes on top of the ledge itself. And then once you do that, it's another animation cancel. And up here. Oh, and if I didn't explain it, to ledgeboard, you animation cancel, you have to look away really fast and then move it, which you have to learn to do that very, very quickly, or else you kind of get stuck doing the same thing and not making any progress. But a coil will give you more height at the very end. So at the very end of the springboard, whenever I do it, I always coil, because it might give you that little bit more height to reach the railing. So you can see me coil at the very end, which is down action or crouch. And it's the same thing here, but you don't down action while getting on this ledge. You just want to be holding W the whole time while you're getting that ledge board. Okay, and now that was newer strat for this area, but I'm kind of going like a weird order. But this older strat, right? The newer strat, you land to the side. And you land around here. And you can easily just ledgeboard from there. But with the older strat, you have to bunny hop on this pipe. And so when you bunny hop on this pipe, you have more height. And that height, if you try to land in the same spot as if you get a bunny up here, it will actually kill you. Or if it doesn't, it gives you a terrible animation that loses time and it's not worth it at all. So you want to get this bunny hop from this old strat. And instead of doing the ledgeboard, there is a way to cancel your damage. Like most people will do a roll at the very end. I'm gonna have to hit this so I can hit it further. I'm going way too far. I'm too good at this down action now. There you go. So most people would just roll. And a roll isn't bad. It doesn't lose that much time. So if you prefer and you can't hit the other strat, which I will explain shortly, you should just roll. And when you roll, you immediately go to this corner right here. And you want to get a springboard just by holding jump and looking. And then you can ledgeboard and it's the same as the other strat. So from this point on here, all strats are the same. They all end up the same. Just one is like half a second faster, 0.3 faster. The old strat versus the new strat. But if you want to do the faster way on the old way, you want to do a damage cancel. And a damage cancel is kind of hard to explain, but it's mostly just if you have the correct angle on the ground right here. So if you jump off and you spam jump, Faith will do a jump like midair. And it will cancel your damage immediately. Like you could see the redness of the around Faith just disappear immediately. And you need to be looking at a certain angle. I'd say you want to be perfectly vertical, like looking directly at it, and then give yourself like, I don't know, 15 degrees that way. And so, not even like 15, maybe like a 10 degrees here. And you want to just spam jump as soon as possible, as soon as you take your damage. And if you can do it good enough and you have the correct angle, it will completely cancel your damage. So it's a roll with a boost versus damage cancel. But notice I'm always falling off with that damage cancel. So what you want to do is you want to hold A or LS to the left at the very end of the damage cancel, or just ever since you take damage you want to be holding it. And that at the very end will make it to where you don't fall down. I hate spamming it. I usually do the mouse wheel and it's much easier. But yeah, if you're holding A when you do the damage cancel, you'll get a lot further left, and so you won't fall down most of the time. And it makes it a lot easier to actually hit this strat. And I think it turns out to be like 0.15 faster than a roll. And from then on, you're just running at it and doing a springboard. But that's in combination with this strat. So you're doing the double wall run, getting the down action here, jumping on the pipe or bunny hopping on the pipe, landing around right there, looking 10 degrees to the right, spamming jump and holding A or LS to the left. So it's a lot of steps in a small amount of time. And if you get it, let's see if I can hit it all. I'm just too consistent at getting it the furthest. Also, it makes it easier for not holding W here. If you hold W and you don't get far enough, you'll do a little animation to get on the pipe. So, at the very end, you shouldn't be holding W or letting go of the left stick. You should completely let go of it. Although I'm not doing that because I've just been using the other strat, so I'm not used to the strat again. But this old strat is a lot easier to practice just because it's so much faster. The new strat, you have to do a wall run here, land here, go back here, jump crouch. It's not very fun. Of course I didn't make it. I just want to hit it once. Going too far. If you hold your left midair, it will give you too far of an angle. So you want to hold it only after you take damage, really. Because then you'll just land too far left. But yeah, you get the double wall run. You land, you're looking around here, and you're spamming jump, which I'm doing a mouse scroll here. But you can spam jump as well. I find the mouse scroll more consistent. But that's just me. So I have jump down, or bound to down action. Or up action. Scroll down. And then from here, it's the same thing. You just get a springboard. And we're at the middle part of the dash now. Which, I will actually explain this old strat first. Just because it really confused me for the longest time. So, if you ever seen Valiant Falcon's video, where he gets a 16.92 or so, he uses a strat that's a corner wall run. So wall run on this wall, wall run on that wall, and then he gets a large amount of speed, is able to wall run this entire wall, and then grab that mag from this wall. And most people, when they try it, they're not going to get that speed, and you just die. And I found I was always dying, and I never knew why. I could never get it consistent. But in the end, I found a way, which I don't think this is how they did it back then, but it's how I do it now, and I found it's very consistent in comparison, because before I literally never hit it. You can see the speed at the bottom left. Usually you get like 8 speed or so, and with the new strat you get like 10 speed. So what you want to do is you want to be jumping up here, having your mouse in the middle of this little rectangular pattern. Maybe a little to the left actually, like here. And you want to be running at it full speed. And before, you just run at it, look right, and then corner wall run. You get like 8 speed. You just die instantly. I'm working on it. So what you want to do is you want to jump around here, like where this pipe starts, or this vent thing starts. And as soon as you jump, you want to look right and down action jump, just like you're jumping on these boosts. You want to down action jump and look left. So it's a corner wall run still, but it's a down action corner wall run. Your transmission. Yeah. So jump, look right, down action. Now let me actually do it. No, you go too fast. Alright, I've done this. But you get 11 speed if you do it like perfectly. So you can see the speed difference versus doing just the normal corner wall run. So normal corner wall run. Sometimes you get 9. That was a rare 9. But it's still not very consistent, and I never found a way to get it consistent until now. So again, look right, and as quickly as possible, down action, jump, and look left. I'm moving my mouse too much, but you can see you get that really long wall run. And if you jump at the very end of the wall run, you can make it and land on the mag. And I find this strat more fun, to be honest. It's very cool. But maybe that's just because I was never able to do it and I finally figured out a way. But yeah, instead of a corner wall run, it's a corner wall run with a down action in between. And you have the angle wrong, you'll just do that and fail it, but it might be a little more difficult for console players just because corner wall runs are not fun on console. So you probably want an angle around here instead versus right here, because then you have to use the left stick or the right stick less. You want to be looking a little bit of an easier angle. Yeah, not fun anywhere. Until you get the hang of them, I guess. But yeah, from there, you just grab the mag and then you jump off at the very end. And you're landing around, let's see. You're landing around here. So just jump off at the very end. And you land around here. Which, let's go to the new strat. So I'm kind of doing this in like chronological order, but also old strat to new strat order. So that was old strat. This is new strat. So you're up here. What you want to do is, I have a time trial set up right here. The setup should be around here. So you want to make a time trial basically exactly how this boost is. To where you can look at my feet. That's where it starts. Make a time trial, it looks around here. And you want to practice this time trial. You just look directly here. You want to sprint, and at the very end when you're close to this vent, like when your feet are like here, you want to jump and look left and jump again. So jump, look left, jump again, which is very easy to say, but not very easy to do at the very beginning. So sprint, jump, jump again. And if you're having trouble just looking at the very beginning, sprint, jump, jump again. You don't have to look at all in the slightest. You can just practice doing this without looking. And it won't give you the perfect setup, but it'll be practice for whenever you start looking. So it's a jump to get on it, and then a jump off of it with your speed. If you jump too late, you get slower speed. If you jump too early, you get slower speed. So there's a timing to it. You want to jump, and there's like a little delay before you jump again. And it should give you around 25 plus speed if you do it correctly. And without looking, it's kind of almost impossible to get it correctly. So you want to look slightly left, like in between the first and the second jump. You want to look a little left. It's not very much. If you do it too much, you'll end up failing this, because you end up going too far. There's like a middle ground. If you look too far right, you won't get it. If you look too far left, you won't get it. I found my main issue with hitting this is I was always looking too far left, and I never had enough speed. It is very difficult. I recommend having the correct time trial setup. If you don't have the correct time trial setup, you're going to fail it almost every time. So just make sure you have this setup, which is around here. You're not going to see this. So it's, if you look on this pipe right here, you can see where it meets right here. You want to put it around here. And then you want to put the other part of the time trial like here, where you can see my cursor in the middle. You don't want it on this vent. You want it on the wall a little bit to the right. Of course, I failed it immediately after saying that, but that was the correct setup. I just had bad jump timing. There you go. But yeah, this setup I will link in the description once I'm done with the stream. So if you're on PC, you could definitely use this setup. If you're on console, I know I will try to link Karmic's, because I think he has one, and if he doesn't, I have to link him one. And so PS4 will have it. I don't know if there's an Xbox one. It did take Wesley a really, really long time to do this strat. He's the one that came up with it. It was very, very, like, new. Like, this whole big C-boost thing was very recent. At least it feels recent. It's been years ago now. But yeah. Have the setup. Once you have the setup, it's just sprinting and then 2 jumps. And looking slightly left in between those jumps. And when you're looking left like this, you want to be holding W, which sounds counterintuitive because you get the animation that you climb over like that. But I find if you're not holding W, you always go a little too far left. That may be placebo, but it's what I've always done. I'm like looking right with my mouse and holding W, so it's kind of like I'm holding the right strafe key. So I'm slightly going this way. If you get it correctly, then a little stumble or a little hop up won't happen in the slightest. And what you want to do is you want to bunny hop as soon as you get there. If you get a stumble, then you're doing it incorrectly. Just have better mouse control. Easy. You want to get that bunny hop there, and you want to be looking around this area itself. And once you get here, you always want to land with a superhero landing, which looks like... Let me actually hit it. Okay. Superhero landing. So, to do a superhero landing, you want to just press your down action key. You do not want to be holding W, because that will give you a roll instead. So, not holding W, down action, superhero landing. Holding W, down action, roll. The thing about a down action, or a superhero landing, is that it's a lot faster timing wise. A roll will take much longer, and so you want to do the superhero landing even if you're not doing the newer strat that I'll explain in a second. Yes, Tyrga hop tutorial soon, but I'm gonna go with the old strat first. So what you want to do is you want to superhero land here, and you want to be looking this way for the old strat. So superhero land here, and then you want to shift, jump, and hold jump, and so you springboard. Like that. And then after that, right as soon as you get this springboard, you want to press coil, or your down action key, your crouch key. So coil, you can see her feet come up, and also I'm higher on the pipe. A coil will give you more height. So no coil, you can see I'm about level with this bottom of this letter, this logo. And then if you get a coil, you're higher. So that will save a non-minute amount of time, especially for Birdman. But you can line it up with this thing on this pipe. If you're getting up here, then you know you're doing it correctly. As long as you're somewhere around this area. What I will say is you don't want to press coil at the very end. I know some people have said that you get the most height if you press coil at the very end. But I found if you press coil at the end, you actually get less height sometimes. See, versus I'm getting on top. Versus my vision is on the bottom right here. So I'm losing this little bit of height. So you want to press coil as soon as possible. And you always get on top. I'm trying to sleep. And once you get on here, you're just holding W. So you're climbing. So here, hold W, climb. But you don't want to climb up and get this slow animation. It's very slow. So you want to, while you're climbing, look up around this area. And when you're climbing, around when you get like here, you want to jump and crouch. You're looking in the correct angle, jump, crouch. I think you want to go a little higher than I said, actually. It's like here-ish. You just kind of have to learn the timing, really. So you want to jump and coil, so you get that little bit of height the coil gives you. And so you can land on top of this. I don't know if you're talking about me. I'm here. Yes, I am. But, yeah. Jump, crouch. You'll land on this little ramp part, if you're doing it correctly, from the top of here. And so you skip this slow animation completely. This climbing animation, which is very slow. And then as soon as you land, you don't want to be holding coil. You just want to press coil till you have your coil, or press down action till you have your coil. Because if you hold it, you'll do a little roll or slide. See, slide. So you want to let go as soon as you get your coil. So coil, let go, and you immediately stand up. Thank you. A non-troll chat. I'm trying my best. I know that I should be working on tutorials more, so I figured might as well try. So jump, coil. Once you get high enough, jump, coil. Let go immediately. You want to be holding nothing at this point. And as soon as you land, you want to just shift. And you should be holding W right before you shift. Like, you should press W again as soon as you land and press shift. Can you show me my glitch? And then the end of the dash should be around here. So you just want to run at the end of the dash and jump kick. If you are on console, the fastest way, I believe, is just to jump. Because a jump will give you speed at the very end, or at the very beginning of the jump. If you can see at the bottom left, the speed counter, you have like 7.2 speed when you're running. But if you jump at the end, you get like an 8 speed for a second. I don't know about the slide. I don't think it does anything. Or if it does, it's not very much. I know Wesley used to do the slide at the very end, but it's really up to you how you want to do it. So, at the end, I'm not going to go in it because it'll screw up my game because this game's horrible. But, yeah, at the very end, you want to jump kick, and that kick will give you a little more distance forward, and it'll save you about 0.15 seconds, 1500ths, on average, I believe, just by jump kicking at the very end. And of course, as you have more speed, the kick will save less and less time. So if you're going at running speed, the kick won't save as much time. AKA no damage checks. Only 0.15? Are you kidding me? The new strat at the very beginning saves 0.25. You're gonna be kicking. Kicking is very vital. And if you're a console player, my condolences. You better be jumping. But yeah, it's literally just time save for nothing. So jump kick at the very end, always. But yeah, just a jump at the end on console will give you a little bit more speed. Just keep that in mind. Always jump at the end. If you're like really needing to get, if you're like 9.01 and you want to get an 8.99, that might give you the little bit of speed that you need. Okay, so let me do this strat completely. Also, actually, since I did it wrong there, I want to explain that. So, as soon as I got up, right, I spam shift. And spamming shift is bad. You should not do it. Because a lot of the times, if you get a weird, like, landing, if a spam of shift will move you in a direction you were looking more, which doesn't sound bad until you're pressing shift and you're trying to look this way, but the first shift was looking this way. And so you end up walking this way, and you lose time because you have to run back. So you want to wait until you're at the very end of this animation. If you go too early and just spam it immediately, it most of the time will work, but sometimes will give you a bad animation, and it just won't work out well. So as soon as you land, you want to have like a split second to where you wait, and then you shift, so you don't get that weird diagonal running. That versus waiting a second, and it's lessened. I'm really getting the really slow coil. It's because I'm going too high on it, I believe. Yeah, there you go. So you want to wait that split second, and then shift. And it will save more times than it loses at the very end, because getting this weird animation here will slow you by like at least 0.20. Okay, so now the new strat. So old strat, you superhero land right here, and then jump coil, and you just climb up. Super easy. New strat is very not easy. So down action here, and you get a superhero landing, but you notice I'm looking this way, because, as if Tyrga is still here, Tyrga has found out that if you superhero land and spam jump, you will be flung backwards. So, superhero land, spam jump, flung backwards. And if you notice, the speed that you get from being flung backwards is near running speed. Or it's past running speed, actually. That's 7.7 or so. So, versus this, where you land and then press shift, and then there's which is slightly faster, and it's worth it. So, superhero land, no holding W while you're superhero landing, or else you'll roll, and then spam jump at the very end. I wasn't looking. But yeah. So you get flung backwards, so you don't want to be looking forwards. If you're looking forwards, you'll just get flung backwards and lose time. So you want to be looking this way while you're doing it. And when you jump... Actually, you prefer using slow strats? Yeah. When you jump, you want to quickly turn around. So it's a very fast turnaround. And springboard. So you want to hold jump. So turn around, springboard. If you're too far, you'll get a slow animation like this. Also, my game is lagging for some reason. Why? So you want to land around here, turn around, springboard, coil. which is not fun to do, especially on console. But it saves another 0.15. And if you do it wrong, you'll get that just jump. You want to springboard instead. And then if you want to do it the old way, you still can. It saves a bit of time. Well, we're going from the new strat. Of course, if you're doing the old strat, you want to get a wall boost here. And then get this animation climbing over this. And then, as soon as you get over this, you want to do a close wall run right here to give it a little more speed. You could still be competitive with world records on console, as Wesley has shown. It's just, it does take a lot of dedication and effort. But, okay, to explain this new strat, so you get the Tyrga hop. Wesley is also a cheat. You get the Tyrga hop, and you hop backwards, turn around, springboard, coil. And you land around here, right? When you land around here, there is the new strat where you wall run on this wall. And then you wall run on this far wall. So it's a corner wall run around this whole wall. And if you do it right, you can get all the way to the top from there. So coil. And then what I do is if you're holding W right here, a lot of the times you will get a climb animation. You see that? So I let go of W completely while I'm doing this strat, and I hold A instead. A will still climb you. Definitely cheating convention. A will still climb you, so you're not losing time if you do get a little climb. But you don't want to be holding W specifically for the weird climbing animation that you sometimes get. And it'll kill your run. So I found if you just hold A instead, you can get a corner wall run by just holding A, looking at that corner, and then corner wall run. So it's land around here, look at this corner when you're up there, at that corner. While holding A, get a corner wall run, so you're looking left really fast, pressing jump. So hold A, jump, get around the corner, look left, press jump again, and you get that wall run on that far side wall right there. And at the very end, you want to do a coil, because you need that little bit more height. I think jump is L2 by default. Hey Karmic. I was just talking about you. I need to link you those time trials, so PS4 players will have something to practice on. I am. So, new strat. You want to superhero land, jump, or spam jump, land here, springboard, coil, hold A while looking at this corner, and then corner wall run as soon as possible. And then as soon as you get the wall run on this wall, you want to jump and coil, so you get that little bit more height. And at this point... Oh, coil is ulting? I thought jump is left bumper by default. Or is that the alternate control scheme? But as soon as you get up here, you want to do a... From the coil, you want to do a ledge grab, and then animation cancel. So LS left or right on controller, and on PC A or D. Look right, hold W, and get that little hop up. And then at the end, you just jump and kick. So, land, and then jump kick. I went through it. No, my game's gonna be destroyed now. I'm gonna get random pop-ups. So let me do this in like one motion. And the fastest possible I've ever been able to get from this time trial is like a 3.55, 3.53. If you do it fast enough. Which is around half a second faster than doing it this way. So it's well worth it. Because here you get around a 4-second time if you do it fast. Yeah, I don't know if the slide is faster or a jump, because if you jump, you gain a little speed. But a slide, your legs go out further. So I'm not sure, it's really up to personal preference. If you're on console. If you're on PC, always kick. Always kick at the very end. Yeah, jump crouch, look right, as soon as possible. I don't hide ghosts. My game is just so screwed up. The more you play this game, the more your online profile gets corrupted. But you can watch my keybind or key presses at the bottom. It's a lot of key presses in a small amount of time. But let me do that from over here. Oh, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Also, I never explained. I probably should have. But you have to do this strat. Oh, I'm getting those errors now. Nice. You have to do this strat on the fly. So you can't have this time trial in the middle of the dash. So you have to look around, look left, and then do it. And so it's really, really annoying, I will say. But let me hit this strat on the fly. A full thing. This might take a while. Should look something like that. But that is very advanced, and I wouldn't expect anyone to get that unless they've started practicing for quite a while. I figured I should start on Birdman since I know a lot about it. Definitely all of this might take a long while. And if anyone's confused, I'm always like, people can message me on Discord or in the comments or anything like that, and I'll try my best to explain it a bit more. And I might make follow-ups in the future. It was nice seeing you. Hope you have a good rest of your day or night. But I think that's near the full tutorial. I don't know if I missed anything. Did you see anything I missed here? Or Karmic? Anyone? Anyone need anything explained? So I know I didn't forget it. What do you mean by alternate routes for console? I explained alternate routes, like old strats. Yes, like I explained this strat. I don't have time trial here. Like this strat here, and then the alternate start at the beginning. But yeah, getting that C boost on the fly is terrible. And so don't be upset if you can't hit that, because that is the thing that killed my runs like 99% of the time. On the fly. From the setup, it's not too bad. But being able to run at this and get it like while you're running is very, very difficult. Alright, Haley. Have a nice nap. This went faster than I expected. It only took an hour. Okay, so let me think of what strat should be recommended for someone on console. So, for now, on console you should probably be doing this beginning strat with the down action at the very end. So you get this pipe and then a bunny hop on it. You probably should be doing the damage cancel right here on console and just spamming jump and then holding LS to the left at the same time so you don't fall down. I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't. On console, if you want to do this strat, I think this strat would be easier, to be honest. Okay, I explained the damage cancel, but I'll explain it again. If you want to just practice, I think this is the best place to practice. You just jump off the beginning of Birdman, look a little to the right, and spam jump. I don't know how it works either. I just know that it does work. You also can't be you can't be too far right on it. You want to be like a little more left. So you want to land like here, not right here. If you land here, you'll just die. You want to land around here, look a little to the right, and jump. And if you're holding LS to the left, then you should get flung to the left. You're probably not seeing me spam jump because I'm using my scroll wheel, but I can spam jump. I can do a couple attempts here. It shows me spamming. But yeah, you want to be looking around this angle. I don't know what degrees this is, but around there. And if you really want to try something new, there is the bunny hop here, and you can damage cancel Q and then animation cancel. So if you land like here, you could damage cancel Q and then animation cancel, and that might save you a bit of time. Q meaning quick turn, 180. So, like that. But I find that the pipe bunny hop doesn't give you enough distance. But in the future, if maybe someone could figure out a way, it's possible to do that instead. I recommend just doing the regular animation cancel and then the hop. And then just a regular springboard. Yeah, corner war one's going to be a little difficult, but it just takes practice, especially since Night Sky has been able to get them a little bit more. Corner wall climbs I don't think will ever be possible on console very much, but corner wall runs seem very possible. But yeah, big boost, I can link you a... Or I think you can just get the setup from here, really. Charming. But yeah, I think that's a well undone Birdman tutorial. I can't think of anything I've missed. Cam boost is... I mean, it is a C boost, but it's weird sometimes. Like, you might have to get a little bit different of an angle. Or I guess maybe they'd call them TV boosts, but I just call them all C boosts because it's nearly the same thing. With camera boosts like this, like on a C boost, I'd look like here. But that doesn't work on a camera. So you need to look a little further right. So I look like here. A camera boost, you want to look a little more off angle. And that'll give you the fastest boost. But they're very inconsistent in comparison to regular C boosts. I don't like them. The only dash that uses one is Birdman? Not Birdman. What am I saying? It's Backstreet. And from there, it's pretty consistent. Like, I've learned a way to get it pretty consistent. But most areas, you don't want to do cam boosts if you can help it. Just because they're annoying. And they're often too high to get a bunny hop off of, like this one. You stumble at the very end. So a small C boost like this is preferable. Or this one over here. But yeah, I never really go for cam boosts unless I have to. They're not fun. But yeah, I think that explains everything. So, old strat would be like doing this, bunny hopping, getting an animation cancel, or damage cancel. Here, animation cancel, jump up here, getting this boost if you're going this way, or if you're going really old school, getting this one instead. A handy shortcut is AHS. It's another dash. But yeah, get the boost there, get the bunny hop there. And then superhero land around here. And then coil, jump up, coil, kick. New strat, more complicated, less fun. Wall run, coil. You want this around the middle of your screen. You want to look here, look left. You want to jump and down action, jump here. Land here. Bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop. Land around here. Animation cancel. Hold W or LS forward. Mid jump, hold A and spam jump. If someone's willing to create Xbox time travels or if there is one, let me know. I enjoy linking those so people don't feel lost that they have to make their own time trials. But yeah, you get the springboard here. You coil at the very end. You get another animation cancel. You jump up here. Run to here until you're around here. Do the C boost bunny hop. Land around here. Look this way. Superhero land. And spam jump as your superhero landing. Spam jump. 180 coil. Look around this area of the wall. And you want to be holding only A or LS left. Don't hold LS up or W. And jump off and hold and corner wall run. Once you corner wall run, you jump up, coil, animation cancel, jump up, jump kick. So it's very difficult, especially because this dash is like one of the most optimized, just because it's like the first dash anyone runs, and so it has a lot more attempted runs and people that try to get better runs on it. So this is one of the more complicated dashes, despite being one of the shortest. It has a lot going on. But yeah, unless there's any more questions, I think that might be it. Yeah, it feels very nice. It's like Birdman or Backstreet does. I don't know, I keep on saying them. They both start with B. But yeah, my throat's feeling scratchy now from talking that much. This will just be as a live stream, but I will make a playlist and I will add timestamps in the live stream itself. And so there will be timestamps all at the bottom for newer players that don't want to watch a whole hour-long tutorial. Say they just want one strat. Night, Tyrga. In the future, I will be doing more of these, especially since that didn't take very long, and it's much easier to get like things out of your brain this way. I think next time I'm gonna do Noah. Always EP, yeah. Fair. But yeah, next run will be Noah, just because there's really not any tutorials on how stupid that dash is. There's one live stream I did long ago that kind of explains it, but still not very. Hopefully, if it helps anyone, then it's worth it. But yeah, by this point, I'll have like timestamps as this is saying, like this is the end, so hopefully people won't sit and watch this unless they won't feel the need to, hopefully. Because I'm just jumping around now. All dashes is very, like, in this format, I could probably do an all dashes tutorial. but it'd have to be multiple streams long. Because just explaining, you know, 15 or 14 seconds of Birdman took an hour. And all dashes is, what, 23 minutes? But the strats are less condensed in all dashes. There's more to... It's easier to explain just because there's less strats. Yeah, if you do the animation cancel strat and you do this strat, then I think that will give you like a 19 or no, a 16.5, 16.3, somewhere around there. I'm not sure. But yeah, you could do the new strat up here. This strat. Which it's not very difficult if you just hold A. Don't hold W. So LS left, not LS up. Alright, good luck. But yeah, with all of the older strats, I'd say you should be able to get like a 16.7. And with all the newer strats, you can get around a, I think at best, a 13.7, 0.6. If you do everything perfect. I currently have a 13.92, 96. So the run is not perfect. But yeah, I will be making a new playlist. What I'll probably do is actually I'll just rename the other playlist, the dash tutorial playlist that I had already that I never really fleshed out as much as I wanted to. Just made one. But it's a good thing how it still exists. The old tunnels one is very nice. Yeah, contend for world record. I named it that because if I just put like these strats will get you a world record, that doesn't seem very... It seems very disingenuous. But this will give you all the stuff that makes a world record possible. Like everything I said here, if you really tried, you could definitely get world record. It would just take a long time. Hopefully it would just help people get their times lower in general, even if they're not going for a world record. But if they are, maybe it'll help. But I think I'll end the stream just so it's not like, oh, this is a 3-hour stream, but the first hour of it's a tutorial and the rest isn't. So, put the music higher. I will be doing a lot of streams like this in the future. Oh, I like this area. That's a good song. No. That's pretty good. But yeah. Hopefully this helps people. I'll put timestamps soon. Hopefully by the time most people see this, there'll be timestamps. But it might take a few hours. Because I might be doing something else first. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your night. Bye-bye. If you need to ask something, just join the Discord. You can ask me there. Oh, just as fast as you can. Bye-bye.